water, a key source for sustenance on planet Earth. The life-giving waters, fueled by a powerful monsoon, spread their magic over some of the most pristine rainforests of India. Deep in these jungles live creatures smaller than a human thumbnail. These are nature's rare enigma, amphibians, that have exploded into more than 400 species, yet they continue to elude us. My name is Vijay Bedi, a filmmaker and photographer. I'm passionate about wildlife, and I'm on a quest to track tiny amphibians. My journey through dark swamps and mountaintops will take 3 long years. I will be joined by intrepid scientists to capture the secret lives of frogs on camera. But with 2/3 of the world's amphibians facing a decline, the clock is ticking. Will my expedition unravel the secrets of this hidden world before it's lost forever? Frogs were one of the first terrestrial creatures to live on Earth. They are considered to be environmental barometers and are very sensitive to subtle changes in their ecosystem. Many have walked this planet and long since disappeared. Some are even as old as dinosaurs. Yet not much is known about them. How long do they live? Why do some frogs live on trees and others in streams? I will unravel secrets unknown even to scientists. Before I begin my expedition, it is considered auspicious to offer prayers for a journey free of obstacles. I'm at the Manduk Temple, known to be the only frog temple in India. This majestic 350-year-old temple is built on the back of a large frog. Its enthralling posture and protuberant big eyes appear to be magical. Legend has it that a local king was blessed by a frog. Hence, a temple was built in the honor of the divine amphibian. In Hindu mythology, the frog is a symbol of rain and fertility. Prayers offered here help prevent disasters and yield rains. Given the task at hand for me, it's perfect for my mission. I'm headed to the oldest rainforests of southern India. The Western Ghats, called the Great Escarpment of India, is one of the most biodiversity regions of the world. Nestled in these profound mountain valleys are evergreen tropical forests and waterfalls that are home to a rich diversity of species. The Ghats are a hotspot for amphibians, and I will have to make my way against nature to witness their very existence. I am told over 138 species of frogs are found here. One of the frogs endemic to the region is the torrent frog, said to have evolved 85 million years ago. These frogs inhabit torrential streams, so they exhibit a unique repertoire of audio-visual communication to counter the background noise. Flaunting their vocal sacs, the calling males perch on rock surfaces to establish their territory. The low-pitched calls carry far above the noise of the gushing stream to attract females. But to be seen is equally important for the male. Every piece of rock is a vantage point for females to spot the posing males. When we look closely, we observe the male torrent frog exhibits a peculiar habit. He urinates just before jumping. This may be an act of marking territory or a tactic of deceiving others. Guarding their precious rock, the males are on a lookout for any intruders. To warn off trespassers, males start by tapping their feet in what appears to be a seductive tap dance. The intruder ignores the warning and makes his move. The resident male is prepared to fight for his territory, and the intruder is up for the challenge. They get into position, ready for a kicking match. They chase each other from one rock to another. This might look easy, but for a frog barely the size of a human thumb, it takes a lot of energy to stretch its leg with such vigor. The bout is as exhausting as it may be for the human contestants in an actual kickboxing fight. Amphibians will eat almost anything that lives and moves. A sticky tongue attached at the bottom of the mouth at the front enables it to reach out objects far away. After eating, torrent frogs keep their mouth open for a while, sequentially closing it and opening it again and again. The frogs probably do this to gasp more air that may even help slither the prey further down. The exact reason of such behavior is not known. Further research is needed. Soon, a female emerges. She is much lighter in color and is almost twice the size of the male. The victorious male positions himself on the prized rock, as the female will only choose the one who impresses her the most. Foot flagging is a captivating, skilled behavior, attracting the female's attention. Tapping feet, stretching legs, and flashing toes, torrent frogs with their repertoire of moves have earned the title of the Indian dancing frog. Tolerating my presence and impressed by the romantic dance, the female chooses her mate. The pair mates and settles in shallow waters. With the male riding her like a backpack, the female looks for a spot to lay her eggs. With powerful hind limbs, the female excavates gravel and soil to create a cavity in the stream bed, even kicking over much larger stones than her. This is the only frog in India known to dig, lay, and bury its eggs in the water. After laying her eggs, the romancing pair disappear into the forest. These life-giving waters are important, particularly to the young amphibians that inhabit these ghats. Dr. Biju Das, a world-renowned scientist, has joined our quest. He has rediscovered more than 100 species of frogs thought to have gone extinct, and his experience will be of great value to our expedition. These strange-looking creatures are tadpoles, clinging onto the rocky walls of a flowing waterfall. The presence of such a curious tadpole was first described by scientists in 1918, almost 100 years ago. But it wasn't until 2003 that Dr. Biju's discovery of the purple frog gave the much-needed impetus to amphibian research in India. I have come to unearth the secret life of this prehistoric living creature that's rarely seen. I will need all the help I can in the days to come. Accompanying us on this expedition is my twin brother, Vijay Bedi, a determined wildlife cameraman, along with frog scientists Ashish Thomas and Sandeep Das. They have spent several years studying this endangered frog. DNA evidence shows that the purple frog is a survivor from the time of the dinosaurs, and this gives me all the more reason to film this 130 million year old enigma on camera. As night falls and pre-monsoon clouds engulf the skies, it's time for frogs to croak. The forest comes alive with a raucous chorus from every corner. Under the cover of darkness, the monsoon arrives. The purple frogs surface from their burrow only once in a year during the early monsoon rains. I have positioned my camera over several days waiting for that one shot of this creature. Alerted by the sound of the rain, purple frogs start calling from under the ground. Suddenly, an unusual series of sounds catches the team's attention. appears to be an ongoing duel between the male purple frogs. Charged by the desire to mate, these little sumo wrestlers are locked in battle. During the bout, males often rely on strength and speed to push an opponent and climb over. The winner moves in search of its mate. It is believed that the female purple frog does not have the same call like its male counterpart, so the team will have to wait for the female to physically emerge from the deep burrows. We have been waiting many nights for these fossorial females to emerge. It looks like we will be here for the long haul. Pre-monsoon clouds deliver no more than a drizzle. The chances of a female purple frog emerging seem bleak. Unable to procure a mate, the disappointed male purple frog burrows its way back into the soil until the next season. I am now wondering if I will be able to witness the male purple frog romancing the female or not. It's already monsoon season across India, but there are no signs of the rains so far. Scientists say the delayed rains are the first indicators of climate change. As temperatures soar to an all-time high, the humidity is making the conditions hard to work. This summer, every animal is pushed to the very limits of endurance. We notice a dead male bufus frog. It's a grim reminder of how sensitive amphibians are to subtle changes in their environment. Scientists believe there are other major threats to amphibians, like the conversion of rainforests for cultivation and the extensive use of pesticides. And ultimately, what's affecting the frogs may well be affecting us humans. With a heavy heart, burdened with dissatisfaction, I soldier on. It is my mission to tell the untold story of amphibians that has helped me stay focused on what has otherwise been a very tough journey. In other parts of India, not just amphibians, humans too are feeling the heat of the deadly summer. A failed monsoon could be life-threatening for all. Local people in North India believe that frogs are the harbingers of rain, so they offer prayers to the amphibians in the hope of an early monsoon. The ceremony is an elaborate occasion for which everyone gathers. The villagers invoke the rain gods by marrying the two frogs in holy matrimony. The unusual bride and groom have been dressed up for the special occasion. The people spare no effort. Every ritual is followed as if a daughter of the village is getting married. Can marrying two frogs really herald the rains? I am skeptic. After performing all the rituals, villagers take the married couple to a nearby pond to set them free. Suddenly, cool winds spring up from the southwest. It's as if the rain gods have heard the villagers' prayers. Now I realize that it is the belief in these rituals that have helped tie people to nature for millennia. The monsoon finally arrives. With it, the hope that the fortunes of people and wildlife may turn for the better. Could this be my cue? Could the unique amphibian I've been waiting to photograph for the past 3 years finally emerge? Within the forest, the rain awakens life. The water droplets nudge the living fossils out of sleep. The moment I've been waiting for is now unfolding. Our patience has paid off. It's breeding season. Curious adult males call from their burrows. They have waited long enough for this moment and are eager to step out to romance the females. The purple, eye-lined, pig-nosed frog is unlike any other on Earth. With a small head, its slippery, chubby body and splayed-out short arms are well adapted to its subterranean lifestyle. Listening to his plaintive calls, a female purple frog emerges. She is twice his size and weighs about 6 times more than the male. Gravid with several thousand eggs in her belly, just waiting to be fertilized, the female has a rotund appearance. But first, she must nourish herself well to regain strength. The monsoon rains bring with them moisture that attracts termites. Purple frogs have evolved an unusual pointed snout, thought to be useful for digging or hunting. In fact, as observed, they would put their powerful limbs to use to break open the tough mounds. High on fat content, the termites are just the energy bars she needs. The hungry frogs forage on termites and small insects, using a long cylindrical pointed tongue and wide mouth. Purple frogs eat most of their food underground. We are fortunate to have been able to film this rare behavior. A little protein snack may well sustain purple frogs for a long breeding marathon that lies ahead. They hop and climb upstream in search of a mate who could be far away from the stream. They are equipped with bony projections in their limbs that act as a crampon for clinging on to rocky terrain. Just reaching the stream doesn't seem easy. They rest a bit and move on. With overflowing streams and little time available for breeding, the sprinting purple frogs try to reach the stream at the earliest opportunity, making it even more challenging for us to keep up with them. Scientists are yet to understand how the male and female of the species come together. The male frogs spend a lot of energy while calling. They trap their breath and push the air out by contracting their abdomen, thus inflating their vocal sacs and resonating an amplified twitter. Purple frogs don't have external ears, and how they perceive their calls has been a mystery to scientists. A female within range responds to the male with a very subtle call. I am told by scientists that this is the first time that the vocalization of the female purple frog has been recorded. Every step of my journey, I have uncovered something unique about these creatures, underlying the need for more research. The frogs have timed their mating in perfect synchronization with the rains. It is believed that there are only a few hundred individuals of this species, of which even fewer are females, thus endangering their survival. The male, high on adrenaline rush, won't let this chance go. Using his forelimbs and his unique snout, he nudges and pushes the female in an attempt to persuade her. After much effort, the male finally climbs on the much larger female and holds on in an embrace called the axillary amplexus. The male has developed special pads on his thumbs to give him a firm grip and to stimulate the female during breeding. And once the bond is secure, they set off together for a romantic journey. The pair, bound together in this copulatory position, can move 30 to 40 meters upstream and can spend several hours in search of a suitable site for laying the eggs. It has also been observed that the female purple frogs may recall previous routes to water sources and can keep track of their breeding locations. The mating couple goes through a treacherous journey full of hurdles. To prove his worth, the male keeps holding on to the female tightly. United by purpose, they march on. As dusk paints the skies, my mission with a progressing pair continues deep into a thundering night. The mating pair must find an incubatory pool that will stay undisturbed long enough to allow the eggs to hatch, just before the monsoon washes away the tadpoles to the main channel. The choice of site depends on various factors and her intense persistence. The female won't stop her search until she gets the perfect location. Blinded by the lust of love, the male pays the price. He may have lost one eye, but still, he is able to find his way and lucky to be alive. Hiding under a crevice, the female purple frog has finally chosen a nursery pool suitable for laying eggs. She, along with the male, emerges from the hideout to breathe in air. The pair needs to breathe out on intervals of about 3 to 4 minutes, as they can only remain underwater for a short while, and they submerge themselves back again like a submarine. It seems it's almost time for the female to lay her eggs, but something is not right. Suddenly, muddy water from the upper mountain range flows down into the stream and floods the nursery with debris. I am scared that this might ruin the only opportunity to be able to film the breeding finale of the purple frog, after coming so close to witnessing it. But what I see next is incredible. The egg-laying process has begun, and the female purple frog starts releasing the eggs. It has been observed that during egg laying, the male holding the female's spine stimulates and pushes her to facilitate the release of eggs. The male collects the eggs in his hind limbs and fertilizes them. The male then uses his hind legs to paste the clutch of eggs onto the rock surface. It could take up to 30 minutes to complete the entire egg-laying process. This is a rare moment for us to be able to document such instances that were hitherto unknown to even scientists. The purple frog is an explosive breeder, laying thousands of fertilized eggs that are deposited in arrays. It is estimated that a mating pair lays about 3,600 eggs in one night, which is exhausting for the pair. Rains have filled the streams, and more water gushes downstream, flooding the nursery pool. The rising water may soon be unsafe for the pair, and to ensure the eggs are securely bonded, the anxious female checks her nursery for the last time. It's time for the pair to return to their life underground until the monsoon returns in a year. In most frog species, the male would leave the female after mating, but through this film, another myth is busted. The male will not leave the female even after fertilizing the eggs, and they go back to the forest together. This is for the first time the scientists accompanying us confirm that the entire breeding cycle of the purple frog has been filmed in the wild. But the drama hasn't finished yet. The tadpole, or young ones of the toad family, predates on the eggs laid by the purple frog to grow on it. We also observe larvae of dragonfly and other insects feeding on them. Even a freshwater turtle does not leave an opportunity to forage on these easy pickings. This may be a reason that while the purple frog produces thousands of eggs, only a few will survive. The monsoon is still active, and we are now headed to central India in search of an ancient group of frogs that are found near torrential hill streams in tropical moist evergreen forests. The Bombay night frog is the only frog from India with diamond pupils. Perfectly adapted to the habitat, the frog's short forelimbs and longer hind limbs enable them to easily come out of the water and climb the trees. The male maintains his territory and advertises his presence through calls to attract the females. As the female arrives in response, the male approaches their preferred mate. The pair tries to hold on to the available support, as the surface is very slippery, but the female is playing hard to get. Sometimes the females do call, and the scientists have not yet studied the exact reason for their calling behavior. Females are in high demand, given that the sex ratio for the species is only 1 female for 25 males. The male is determined and tries his luck again. Scientists have identified 6 mating positions among the world's 7,000 frog species. The Bombay night frog rips up the risque rulebook by straddling its partner instead of embracing her, in a move called the dorsal straddle. The male frog loosely sits on the female's back, resting his hands on a branch leaf or a tree trunk. Apparently, this froggy-style straddle is an altogether new mating position. Dr. Bedi was the first scientist to highlight this unique feature. The male consciously moves his belly, which could be a stimulus for the female to lay eggs, or possibly the male is releasing sperm. Soon, strongly and repeatedly, she arches her back, signaling to the male to dismount. The egg-laying process is very fast, which is not a common feature in amphibians. This is also a unique breeding behavior because at the time of the egg laying, the males are not usually on top of the females. The number of eggs varies with the size of the females. In most amphibians, the males retain their position at the same site and keep calling, possibly to attract another mate. As the female leaves, the male takes over the fatherhood role in guarding the young. Among night frogs, there are 40 different reproductive breeding behaviors, and one such species, whose pairing is unique among all frogs in the world, is the Canberra night frog. The male individuals make a distinct tok-tok call that increases with a female coming close. This stream-dwelling nocturnal amphibian mates secretively. The pair astonishingly performs a handstand lovemaking position. Having fertilized the spawn, the male leaps off and waits until the female finishes laying all the eggs. She may lay around 6 to 9 eggs, usually on a twig, plant, or rock that overhangs a stream. In the wilderness, not all goes unnoticed. The helpless parents can only watch from a safe distance, while an opportunistic crab makes a meal of their eggs. The pair investigates the nesting twigs. Sadly, the entire clutch of eggs is gone. Scientist Dr. Gururaja, who has spent his lifetime studying unique behaviors of amphibians, has documented how Canberra frogs have a peculiar strategy to protect their eggs. The males fill their hands with mud, stand on their hind legs, and then gently apply the mud. They use their fingers in a similar way as humans. Kumbara, in the local language, means potter. It is an ode to the male frog's finesse when it applies mud to the eggs. Collecting mud from the stream below, this plastering job may take 25 minutes, involving numerous laps until the male is satisfied with covering the eggs from all sides. The eggs themselves are secured tightly to the twig or leaf and are difficult for even a human to remove. This mud casing also prevents the eggs from drying out. I am stumped by all I have learned tonight. Who would have thought frogs could be potters? But frogs don't just live in streams. High above the water, some are adapted to live amidst the safety of the trees. It's the sticky pads on the tree frog's fingers and toes, and its large eyes that help it adapt to its surroundings. The eyes of different species of frogs come in amazing shapes, colors, and patterns. With a nearly 360-degree of field of view, frog eyes are sensitive to the slightest of movement, warning them of danger. It's an action-packed night as the team spots another hungry snake feed on easy pickings. A foamy nest protecting the eggs of a tree frog does little to stop a cat snake that also resides in trees. That's why, because of heavy predation, most frogs' eggs do not develop to adulthood. Only a few survive. In spite of their peripheral vision and agility, frogs do get predated on. We are told this indeed is a rare sight to see a crab preying on an adult frog. In the circle of life and death, each passing hour is echoing millions of years of evolution. The Bombay night frog eggs have survived, and within a fortnight, the tiny tadpoles hatch on their own. Escaping from their jelly-like prism, they slip down into the flowing stream, and the metamorphosis happens. The water is like a womb, the place of birth, nurturing and sheltering the young ones. The army of young tadpoles emerge into the world. They will have no trouble fending for themselves in the season of plenty. It's now 60 days since the purple frog has laid its eggs. A 3-millimeter egg has now developed into a tadpole measuring about 90 millimeters. Moving their way upstream, these tadpoles have evolved strong jaws like suckers that allow them to graze on the algae. But there are threats outside of the natural world. Every year, the local people go out to catch them. The tadpoles still have a long tail, deceptively giving them the appearance of a fish. Since they are available only for a short period every year, they are considered a delicacy. The tadpoles are cooked and usually eaten with a boiled rice or tapioca. For a family of 4, about 300 tadpoles are used for a single meal. It is an opportunistic catch, the people simply ignorant of how damaging this practice is to the species. This still may not be the major threat. Every year, they catch only a handful. But should this become commercial, it could impact the long-term survival of a species that is endangered. For the future of the amphibians, it's important that the people who live here are made partners in conservation. I have come to meet Lily Margaret, a student of the University of Florida who is doing precisely that. By firing the children's imagination, Lily knows that her message will go beyond this classroom. If the future for our planet is to include the enigmatic amphibians, the battles have to be won on 2 fronts: ongoing research and education. Children have a chance not only to grow up and be different, but go home and impact on their community. Frogs may have great ability to adapt and have survived for millions of years. But there is another threat looming large, a disease that has already wiped out frog populations in the rest of the world, known as the chytrid fungus. Scientists are making attempts to fight this disease, while at the same time showcasing to the world that India is home to thousands of tiny creatures that are equally important to a healthy ecosystem. But there are other prejudices that will impact amphibians. India's conservation policies have for long focused on the megafauna. Perhaps it is time for these primal species to receive attention. As a wildlife filmmaker, I have accomplished my mission for now. I leave with the hope that these nuggets of information inspire us to conserve these living fossils